in the servers and services. So about different types of servers. Then domain controller, Active Directory, DHCP completed. Now we'll come to the DNS server. For DNS server also, for DNS server, you can tell what is DNS server purpose. You can tell in a different ways. I'm telling one point, and then also we can able to tell in a different ways. Okay. So first anyway, DNS is also a protocol like a DHCP. DNS is also a protocol, right? So we discussed the protocol port number like that. So DNS is a protocol, DNS name system. So domain name system. Okay. Port number is 53 for protocol. But here we are talking about a DNS server. Server means it has to provide service. What service? DNS service. Okay. So what is a DNS server? DNS server contains records. Records. What record it is? For a specific domain. For a specific domains. Under the domains, devices are there. For example, I have a client PC, just between server and a client under a domain. Okay. In the DNS server, the client's name and the domain name. So total that is a client name and IP address will be in the DNS server. It contains a record. The record has information about devices in a particular domain and devices IP address. Exactly same. That is, it will maintain that records. It resolves the name to IP addresses. Or you can say it maps name to IP address. Then what is the purpose? What is the purpose of storing this in the records of a device and their IP addresses? Device means host. It can say device means it can be say device, host, server. Okay, any name you can say like it. So in their name, server name, IP address, or host name, IP address, like that you can say. Okay, name and IP address. What is the purpose of storing like that? Simple to say, guys, all communications by IP address only. All communications by IP address only. But can we remember all the IP addresses? Do you know IP address of google.com, www.facebook.com, www.youtube.com? Okay. Mail.google.com. This is docs.google.com. Okay. Studio.youtube.com. Learn.microsoft.com. Do you know these servers IP addresses? These are all different servers for different type of services. We know all the server IP addresses? We don't know, right? So, but we have to communicate, but we should communicate with IP address only. That is the condition, but you don't know IP address. So what happens when you enter the server names, the complete FQDN of a server? When you given a server names, either in the URL box of browser or through some applications like a PuTTY application or maybe mobile extreme application or maybe remote desktop application, FileZilla application. So you want to connect or communicate or you want to send and receive some information from it. So when you are using in names, what our system will do it? The system send a request to the DNS server. Our system send a request to the DNS server and ask DNS server, I want an IP address of Google, okay, like a gmail.google.com's server IP address. Then it will returns the IP address of mail.google.com IP server's IP address to your computer. Then you can able to communicate with an IP address. That is actually happens. I draw a very big picture, but I'm going to draw a small picture here. Uh, because I forget how to draw picture also. Insert. This is for uploading. This is table drawing. New drawing. This is simple to understand. It is your machine open something. Okay. Maybe it is inside a browser. It will write like this. What is it? It will type like http www.google.com. That is general. We will do it. Or you can take any example, youtube.com, facebook.com, anything. Okay. So in the browser. In the browser. So but you do not know IP address, right? So what is the IP address of it? You do not know. In your system, in the adapter, it is configured. Okay. It is configured DNS server address. You can see NCPA. I will go to command prompt. That is quite easy. IP config /all. Check it. DNS servers IP address. It means there is somewhere DNS server is there, right? So what happened? The system sent a request to the DNS server. Okay. System sent a request to this DNS server. In a simple terminology, I'm telling. There is a complex configuration is also there. It will send a request to the DNS server. What request? I want IP address of google.com. So it asking, I want an IP address of this www.google.com server IP address. Okay. What it is asking, I want an IP address of www.google.com server IP address. If it is visible, that is enough, not more than that. Okay, that is a request function. And what is the DNS server will do? It will return the IP address. Send the IP address of, okay, it gives IP address of www.google.com server. What it is asking? It's asking, I want an IP address of www.google.com. Yeah, you can change the name if you want it. Okay. This is my computer. You can easily draw with the lengthy. Okay. This is also, you can put it from there to here. Okay. I think it is good. Why it is still having worry? So otherwise, I will go another components. So in your system, you have an IP address, your IP address, subnet mask, right? default gateway and DNS server address. Okay, prefer DNS, alternate DNS like that. You have a DNS server address is there in the adapter. You can see that one. Okay, so then you will get it. Why it is not saving? Yeah, that's the problem. We will reduce the size, move it side, another side, make it little bigger or smaller. Guys, understand what is the DNS will do? I open a w3schools.com like or a java.t.point.com, www.java.t.point.com. I don't know the IP address. What my system will do? It is immediately send a request to the DNS server. And what is this DNS server will do? It give IP address to my system. Once I got an IP address, then I will communicate to the DNS server. Okay, that is what simple understanding of DNS name. Okay, DNS servers. Okay, it is already given. So what is the DNS server will do? It maps name to IP address. DNS server returns an IP address of host in the particular domain. It means host name means www.google.com. Google.com is a domain name and www is a server. So this is a names are like this, guys. You register a domain name and you host a website with it, and you will give your web server name is www and google.com is your domain. Okay, domain is a name, it is here. This is a server. Again, this Google also having other things also there, like a mail.google.com. This is your Gmail. This is your Gmail server. This is your Gmail server. Again, docs.google.com. This is another server. If you have a server means, if it is a server means, it has an IP address, right? It has an IP address, right? Meet.google.com. It is a Google Meet. Okay. Google Drive, drive.google.com. Drive.google.com. That is another server. Google Drive, drive.google.com. Okay. Classroom.google.com. See this? These are all different servers. Every server has an IP address. Every server has an IP address, but you don't know the IP address of it. You should ask your DNS server. Then your DNS server returns an IP address of this server. Okay, guys, understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here also
Yes, sir.
explanation. Good, good. When you open a browser, you type google.com, www.google.com, or www.facebook.com. Okay, studio.youtube.com, docs.google.com, learn.microsoft.com. So we need an IP address of that servers. So our PC send a request to the DNS server, ask for a IP address of that server. DNS server returns an IP address of that address. You give a name address, it will give IP address. Very simple. You given a name address, that will give IP address. DNS server give IP address to you. Then you know the IP address, then you can able to reach this www.google.com with a server IP. Okay. So there is a always for a DNS. Commonly people are giving this example as well as people are asking this example also. Comparison with a basic understanding of mobile phone contact list. What is a mobile phone contact list? Earlier days, we try to remember some phone numbers, common phone numbers, like our cell phone number, and as well as father phone number, sister phone number, mother phone number, like three, four numbers I can able to remember. My father old phone number, and also my mother's old phone number, my sister's old phone number, my running phone number, I can remember. I have another phone number, secondary phone number is there, another phone numbers also there. So what I'm trying to do is, I don't, what I'm trying to do is, um, uh, I can remember those times, like at least four or five phone numbers. But second number still I don't remember. New numbers, my mother phone number still I don't remember. I remember only last four digits because when I purchased it, I like the four digits because that is the year I purchased 2016. So I can remember it. Okay. Hmm. But the problem is we cannot remember all the phone numbers. What we are doing is we create a mobile phone contact list. Inside a mobile, we have a contact list, put the name and phone number, right? So I want to call to someone. For example, I want to call to Miran. Okay. So I have a phone number. For example, I have a Miran phone number, Miran and name and phone number in the contact list. So what I have to do when I want to call, go to the contact list, open the Miran name and press the dial button, right? Press the dial button. So that the mobile phone companies knows Miran name. They don't know what is Miran name, right? So they has to connect me the call with the Miran phone number only. So I should have a phone number and Miran should have a phone number and the number should be in the contact list. So then I open, then I will tell to Miran name that, but call actually goes for the phone number only. It not go for the Miran name, right? Miran name, maybe in the world so many people are there. Latif name, so many people are there. Kalyan name, so many people are there. Sweta name, so many people are there. Okay. So what is the unique thing is your number only. So this is a comparison with a DNS server because you may not remember all the IP addresses. So simply when you are trying to communicate with a certain device or a machine or maybe a server or a host, so then the request go to the DNS server. DNS server try to find what is the IP address of it and give or return the IP address of that specific host to you. Then you can able to communicate with that IP address. Okay. So that is what is the comparison between this and this. Here also I given the ping command, guys. Ping www.google.com. So what I'm getting, first it got an IP address first. Then I send a request. So the request things are not showing here. It is only showing the reply. Reply from the IP address. Whose IP address is this www.google.com. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. And what is this fully qualified domain names? What is the fully qualified domain names? Fully qualified domain name means this is the only part important main point. Okay. So I'm going to highlight that one like this. Look at here. What is the fully qualified domain name? Domain name plus your host name. Exactly say your host name and your domain name. If you have a subdomains, then host name, subdomain name, and domain name. Okay. So for example, your host name is server1 and domain name is contoso.com. What is your FQDN? server1.contoso.com. That's why we are getting like this. www.google.com. Gmail, mail.google.com, docs.google.com, meet.google.com, drive.google.com, classroom. It is different servers under this domain. And every server has their an IP address. And these IP addresses and the names are stored in the DNS server. That's a DNS server contains records of a devices or a service, which is map of the device name in the domain to the IP address. If you are feel very difficult to this, and also you can say you can request to the DNS server for an IP address of a specific host in the domain. And the DNS server returns an IP address of that host in the domain. This is also I want to change it. Okay, so this is one point, and this is map to name address also I given. Okay, our system, our system means your computer or your mobile, your laptop system or a device. You can use. I use simple or computer means any device, guys. Even if you are mobile phone. Okay, don't say like, yeah, sir, it is a, you said computer, not a laptop, not a mobile phone. Okay, it means everything. So a computer or a system or a device. Okay, or device send request to find IP address of a host or server in with name, then to DNS server, and then the DNS server the DNS server returns the IP address of that of the host or server, of course, which is in the domain. Okay, so this is the DNS server returns an IP address of a host. Okay, that is the main use. Okay, you're sending request to the DNS server and DNS server returns an IP address. How it is? How it is possible? Because it contains records of the name and IP address of the device. Okay, up to your understand, guys. Okay, here is the 3 points. What is DNS? What is a DNS server? Either you can say this one, or you can say what is the use of DNS server. This is simple example how it is works. What is a DNS server and how it is works, and comparison of DNS with a mobile phone contact list. Okay, do you understand these points or not? That is important. I opened a lot of things on my browser. Right? No one is speaking.
Sir,
People are
sir, yes,
exhausted.
sir. Yes, sir, we got it.
People are exhausted or what for
No, no,
today?
sir. No, sir.
No, no, sir. No, sir.
No, sir. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. So these points only. What is the DNS full name and port number? This is protocol. And what is the DNS server? And this one, or you can try this one. This is easy. This is better. You understand already. Okay, records and all you may not know. Okay. So what is the purpose of DNS server? That is enough, not more than what is the use of DNS array? What is the DNS will give it to you. Okay. DHCP server assign or configure IP address to your device. It means your device don't have an IP address and you will get an IP address to your device. That is DHCP server. Then what is a DNS server? You want to communicate it to some device, and you know their name, but you don't have their IP address. So what it will do? You ask a DNS server and get an IP address of that server's IP address. You know the name, you tell the name, and you will get an IP address, and you will communicate to that servers directly with an IP address. That's the difference, guys. So what DHCP server will give you an IP address, like you have a SIM card. You go to Airtel, Jio, you buy a SIM card and you got a number, right? That is your number, your mobile phone number. Now you want to communicate it to someone and you create a contact list. In the contact list, name and IP address is there. So name and phone number is there. Okay. Then you will contact to others. For you want to call me, what you want? You want to call me, what do you want? You want
Contact number.
my phone number, right? Yes, very good. Same way, why DNS is required? You want to communicate to a specific
IP address.
system.
We need a IP
You
address.
need their IP address. Very good.
Mm.
And you ask DNS server and you get an IP address. Very good, guys. After a long time, someone is understand. Not only your batch, so I try to do for so many batches. Very good.
Sir, we got it. We got it, sir.
Okay.
Got it, sir.
And this is a very big picture of actually how it is resolved. See the picture? Okay. The big drawing is there. Um, Explanation is also quite easy. Be using a picture or I can easily draw. I draw this picture. Generally, I draw this picture. But already it is 5:45. Okay. Guys, here it is. In my PC, I type docs.google.com. Okay. I told the story, this part only. And this is the actual part of story. Okay. So in my system, I put a docs.google.com, learn.microsoft.com. Like that, I kept it. But I don't know the IP address. I don't know the IP address. To whom I have to ask? Ask my local DNS server. You really you don't, in your home, you don't have any DNS server. It shows your router as a DNS server, but router don't have any records. It's just your local DNS server. Okay, 190.168.1.1 is your default gateway, DHCP server, DNS server, like that. Yes, it's a simple small router it is. How many things it can store? It is a local DNS server. This local DNS server, you ask it because it is your nearest one. This is also don't know. Actually, what it will do, it forward to the forwarder. There is a DNS server, name is forwarder, which is maintained by ISP and maintained by ISP. This ISP has a forwarder. In this forwarder, it has a root hints. What is meant by root hints? Guys, in this world, in the entire world, there is a 13 root DNS servers are there. Only 13 root DNS servers are there. You know, funny thing is, Each root DNS server have a name like this only, A, B, C, D, E, F. Each server name is A. One server is A, another is B, another is C. Like a 13 root DNS server maintained by IANA, ICANN. Okay, Internet Authority, Numbering Authority, and this Domain Naming Authority. So there is a organization in a regional wise. Okay, so they will maintaining this root DNS servers. What is this root DNS server contains? This root DNS servers has an IP address. These servers also an IP address. Those IP address we call it as root hints. Okay, we have 13 root hints are there. Root DNS servers. Their IP addresses we call it as a root hints. Their name and IP address. Where it is stored in the forwarder. Okay. So what is this forwarder? It will try to contact the nearest root DNS server. We are in India, so almost all what is the nearest, whatever the nearest root DNS server is there, you try to ask the nearest root DNS server. Okay, I want .com server IP address. You register an IP address, right? Here it is. Okay, and generally you want to register a new IP address. I will go to register domain. Okay. Okay, you want to register your domain name, you want to start a company, you can go to GoDaddy, Big Rock, Hostinger, Namecheap, okay, different registration sites are there. So there are third parties. Original registration will be happens in a different site. What I want it, I want like mm, my class, my class notes. Okay, so this is something I try to do it. Okay, so I will say, yeah, it is available. See, it is exactly available, but premium domain it is. See how much cost of this domain. Okay, plus this year you have to purchase like this much cost is there, but you can get in a different ways. .in, .co, .in, .x. See, the name is not changing. What is changing? The ending part, life, shop, it, US, club, one, me, .com, .co, .com, .aa. Now these are came now, AA, IO, okay, ORG, online, .com, live, info, cities. What is this .com, .org, .net, okay, .in, .xyz, okay, .ai, .io, okay. These are all called a top level domains. These are all called a top level domains. Top level domains. This root DNS server contains these top level domains servers IP address, means .com server IP address, .net server IP address, .org server IP address. It contains that one. So our forwarder is send a request to the root DNS server to find .com's IP address. This server, the root DNS server give .com IP address to it. Now it is now .com server IP address. It send a request. I want a Microsoft.com DNS servers IP address, Microsoft.com's that domain DNS name server IP address. Not only Microsoft.com in .com server, for example, I add Latif.com, Contessor.com, or in I said now my class notes.com. Okay, my technical data.com, Latif technical class.com. So I registered like that. So this is a name registration, but you have to give the somewhere server under that one name. We have different servers are there, different web servers, mail servers like that, organizational things are there. So the name servers related IP address is there in the .com. Okay, so this is it find .com server IP and then it ask .com server, I want a Microsoft.com IP address, Google.com IP address, Yahoo.com IP address, depends upon this request. Okay, then it is find the IP address of Microsoft.com. Then it go to the Microsoft.com because in the Microsoft.com also you have lot of servers are there. docs.microsoft.com, learn.microsoft.com, technet.microsoft.com. Okay, mva.microsoft.com. That is a very old now. Lot of changes are happened. Office.com, Azure.com. Okay, so that's another domains in the Microsoft forest. Okay, so different are there. What I want, docs.microsoft.com, and it gives docs.microsoft.com IP address to the forwarder. Now forwarder knows IP address, complete IP address. That IP address is given to your local DNS server. It means in your router, your home router. That is give you IP address to your system. Now your system got IP address finally. And you know the IP address. Now you will contact the server directly with an IP address. See, initially we thought this server, this is very simple, but originally it happens like that. Okay, this is the process. First, you will ask your local DNS server to the forwarder. Forwarder will try to get from different places. Like first, it will go to root DNS server, go to the top level domain server IP address, then your secondary domain server. This is top level. This is secondary and then sub. It will be there. Okay, top level domain is .com. Microsoft is secondary level. Sub level is also there. Okay, so then it is find Microsoft.com. Then it will find docs.microsoft.com server IP, and that will be given to your local DNS. Then local DNS give it to you. This is the flow. Okay, and they in the ISPs, what they will maintain, they will maintain the DNS cache servers. Caches. What is the DNS caches? Whenever someone is trying to get an IP address of some domain, it stores their IP address inside. Okay, I tried docs.microsoft.com and it find an IP address, it store in the DNS cache for certain period of time, not always, for certain period of time. Meanwhile, same subscription line, someone try docs.microsoft.com. So they also send a request, right? They also will get request and it will give reply from here instead of searching. You don't require to search. In generally, ISP maintains this DNS caches, media cache servers also. Like, YouTube videos, the streaming media, tubes videos, all these things will be maintained inside a ISP. That's why some ISPs will give you 10 Mbps, but faster media accessing. Like a Netflix streaming related. Any streaming, something is happened. Any new videos are released, faster you are getting. Why? Because of cache servers. Older videos are slower. Why? Because of no one is seeing. Very less people use. From the cache, it is not fast access. Okay. I told a lot of stories. Okay. In your system, you got an IP address. The very last point, you got an IP address in your system. What your system will do is stores in the cache. Inside a browser cache and browser cache, it stores your IP address inside. Okay. So next time you try, no, entire process won't happen. This process won't happen. It get it from your browser cache only. If you clear your browser cache, then it will try to get it from there. Okay. This is a whole story, guys, of thing. I will take more time to explain. For you, this is enough to understand actually how it is happened. Okay. Good. This one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it for today for your DNS. So tomorrow, just check tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Please go through all the questions and that. And please give me any doubts, questions, any repetition. I will do it. So we are going to start on Monday a new topic. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Very,
Okay, sir.
Yes.
very.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I am sending the link again to you. Why? Because you may miss the link of notes. Okay. Check it. That's it for today.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Good
Thank you,
night.
sir. Thank you so much.
Happy weekend.